Archimex login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
The Lodgecast is a little podcast where we watch weird movies, so you don't have to.
The Lodgecast, baby.
Lodgecast, gonna smoke grass. Lodgecast, listen movie pass. Lodgecast,
We're gonna watch some crap.
Lodgecast.
And then the Lodge Master chats.
With Lucas and Bishki.
Episode 153, 80 for Brady.
Hello and welcome to a What the Fuck Are We Doing Here episode of the Lodgecast. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
Skull.
We got Brother Lucas in the back.
What's that? Lodgecast, you see?
Huge coup that he's even here. And we have the Lodge Mistress returning.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here.
And our extra special fan favorite, always a blast to have on, Sister Emily.
Oh, well, good evening, everyone.
Tonight's film is 80 for Brady. They said we shouldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it. And yet here we are.
We must.
We must.
Doing what now?
We gotta try.
Now, I initially tried to trick the Lodge Mistress to show up to this one by telling her it was the sequel to 9 to 5. I'm like, do you want to go to the sequel to 9 to 5 with us? And she said, hell yeah, I do. And then I said, I didn't even let that settle at all. So I don't even know why I did it. I'm like, well, it's technically not a sequel to 9 to 5.
Did I say Disneyland? I'm at the doctor's
It's,
office.
it's got Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, plus, Sally Field and Rita Moreno. And it's called 80 for Brady. And she's like, yeah, I'm in. So
Yeah. Hell yeah. Lily Tomlin, I am in.
Yeah.
it was always meant to be.
And I suggested, for the record, we try to screen it on Super Bowl Sunday this year, but it unfortunately did not pan out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the Super Bowl to watch.
but we're here now. What are we expecting from this? Anything? Bishki,
Well,
you're very excited.
Yeah, one of my fondest Lodgecast memories is
Fondas?
going back to not Fonda, fondest. Was going back to episode 48.
You always start the numbers.
Yeah, because I was listening to it today.
Oh, Jesus.
We did Palms,
Oh,
P-O-M-S.
Palm, wonderful.
With Diane Keaton, Jackie Weaver, Pam Grier, and Rhea Perlman cheerleading.
And that was famous because Lucas didn't know what it was. Palms. What is Palms about?
It's like a Dr. Seuss character.
Okay. You think it's a children's film?
Yeah.
Instead, in this intro...
Is this movie about French fries?
No, yeah, it was a really fun
Those are the
episode.
days where he would just show up. He wouldn't need to know what it was. He wouldn't need to vet it.
I remember nothing from Palms except it was like the hardest I'd ever laughed.
Yeah.
We were laughing so hard.
Yeah, because we were
theater.
so out of the demographic.
Yes.
And that's what it is tonight.
Well, we might be out of the demographic, but what about them ladies in the back seat?
I am ready.
Yeah, this is meant for me, I guess.
You guys
This
are
is
in the
book club.
zone.
I'm in the zone, man. These ladies know how to act.
Mhm.
They bring it every time. I'm ready.
But are you excited to see them fawning over Tom Brady? Is that part of the deal?
I don't care. I mean, maybe I care when I
Well,
see it. But
That's the toughest pill for me to
Tom Brady
swallow.
is just that MacGuffin, it's that that
Right.
cinematic messianic device that can substitute or project whatever you believe or want it to be onto
That's
that.
very astute.
I suppose,
Rob,
but
Rob.
you know what? I think it's going to be absolutely disgusting to see him. I don't think too much about football other than enjoying the occasional Vikings game, but I can tell you two things that are facts about football.
Yeah.
I hate the Packers and I hate the Patriots.
Whoa.
And Tom Brady, if he's on this screen for more than 5 minutes, the bone count's going to go down.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is actually, because I know a little bit, it's actually a period piece.
Oh, right.
It's the 2017 Super Bowl where Brady makes a big comeback.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, Brady's going to win.
Okay.
And it was basically like the Trump Super Bowl because Brady voted for Trump.
Yeah, so Trumpy.
And so everyone was, I think Trump was there.
So how does Fonda square that?
So I don't know what Fonda's going to do to address this, or if at all, but we'll see.
Now, Emily, you had let it be known quite emphatically that you're going to be watching for wigs in this.
Yeah,
Wig watch.
Based on the trailers and the commercials, I am extremely worried about the wigs.
You're concerned
in this movie.
All right.
Yes, I much like Matt with the whale. I hope I go in and my perspectives change.
The wigs are going to be flawless.
But right now, to me, it's like, have you ever put a wig on a dog?
I haven't.
That's what Jane Fonda looks like with that huge bouffant. It's super cute and funny. But I don't know. I hope that I get so involved in the storyline that it works for me. But just seeing it in the trailers, it just reminds me of
cause for concern.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a high wire walk you're doing, Emily. You can't have Brady on screen for too long, though his name is in the title. The wigs are on the heads.
It's true.
They got to be just so. And
I don't want any potty humor.
Oh,
Emily, come on.
They're of an age that I don't want cheap shots about.
There might be some depends.
I think we're guaranteed podcast.
Guaranteed. And Emily, mask off. Emily claims that she doesn't like this potty humor stuff, but she's going to be laughing the loudest.
Anyone catching me
when Lily Tomlin cuts a fart, Emily's going to be laughing the loudest in the theater, guaranteed. I need all you. I deputize each and every one of you to be listening.
If Lily Tomlin farts, her reaction is going to be amazing. I guarantee it. You will laugh.
Who's going to fart? Is it Sally Field?
No.
It'll be Lily, and she'll do a fabulous fart. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. My money's on Lily.
Are we taking farting odds?
Yeah.
Because I'll take them odds. I'll take them Lily Tomlin fart odds.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Jane and Rita? No.
Oh, no way. Too dignified.
Too dignified.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're already running out of time. The game clock is
the trailers are running.
They're running. So we got to get into that end zone and spike that ball.
Skull.
Holy shit. 80 for Brady. Love and light.
CTEU at the movies.
Come on, ladies.
Touchdown! We have returned from 80 for Brady.
Which, asterisk, it's 80 and 70 for Brady, technically, which is false advertising.
75 for Brady.
It's not all. They're not all 80. They make it very clear right away. But
Rita's like 93.
Let's talk about the vibe of the theater just a little bit. Brother Justin was there with us, and he astutely observed. He's like, the A-list makes it so people can just go to movies ironically, and you can have a theater full of people there for whatever comes down the pike, you know? And this theater was
They're A-listers.
They're A-listers, and they were primed and ready for this film.
Yeah.
Before we get into it,
What's that shot?
Rotten Tomatoes, real quick now.
80
For Brady is inspired by the true story of four best friends living life to the fullest when they take a wild trip to the 2017 Super Bowl 51 to see their hero Tom Brady play, period.
There it is.
Perfect.
That is a flawless schnapps.
Yeah.
What a weird period piece. 2017.
I had to rack my brain chronologically to remember where I was in my life.
What does your brain do when you see the number 2017?
Yeah.
What a weird.
Thankfully, they wiped the slate of any politics.
There was no politics in this film.
Yeah.
None.
Oh man.
That leads to the fantasy aspect of it.
Yeah.
It is very much
Pure
fantastical. So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, nobody farts. Nobody farts.
I thought there was going to be a fart.
But
it got close. I got nervous.
Guy Fieri got close.
We were looking real close. We're not going to talk about Guy yet.
Okay, sorry.
We were listening real close, and the lodge mistress noted Sally Field, they're honking, like trying to get her to come out to join him at a certain point. And she comes out and she's like, 1 toot would do.
Yeah.
Yep, she did say that.
That's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's close. And then later someone discusses her bowel movements.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's real close too, but no cigar. No farts.
No potty humor, really.
No potty humor.
But I tell you, the spirit of Gary Marshall
Oh my God.
was alive tonight.
It felt like Gary Marshall
Like the best of Gary Marshall.
was
in my
involved
opinion.
from beyond the grave.
We're talking the best of Pretty Women plus the other
They
sister.
found some haunted fax machine that could communicate with him 6 feet under, and he just kept faxing his thoughts.
Oh my God. Can we just talk about the producer of this movie, Donna Gigliotti,
Sure.
Please do so, Lucas.
Is a
I think you can talk about her.
Oscar winner producer who produced Shakespeare in Love.
Oh wow.
And that the movie we just saw was shot by Oscar winner cinematographer John Toll, who shot The Thin Red Line,
Yeah, I
Braveheart,
did note that.
John
and
Toll
a
shot
million
that.
other fucking
That's
movies.
crazy.
Well, he shot the shit out of this sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
The movie co-written by the same 2 writers of Booksmart, which everyone loved.
Well, I think the writing
It was pretty good. There's some good funny stuff in there. I
But
thought.
you
Really
were correct.
good.
It was directed by Gary Marshall's Ghost. You are 100% correct. Don't need to fact check it. You heard it here first, folks. Spread that word. Hashtag Gary Marshall's
So
Ghost.
this audience,
Directed.
okay, full disclosure, I went into the bathroom beforehand. We timed this perfectly, by the way. It's like when you play Top Gun on Nintendo and you can never land the plane just right. It's like a cruel joke. Well, we landed it perfectly tonight. We slipped into those fucking ancient Theater 11 seats.
Ooh, so stained.
And the light, deeply stained. It looked like it was fucking chewing tobacco stains all over him.
I'm glad it was
looked
dark.
like
I
someone
didn't see that.
drove their car over the seats and then peeled out of the seats.
It was not good. But we timed it just right. We slipped in. Nicole Kidman started up. Theater was very respectful.
Electric.
They were pumped so fucking high for 80 for Brady.
They were.
When the title came on the screen, theater erupted in applause.
We burst into applause.
It was fucking time to play.
I thought we were going to stand up and sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
If they had it, we would have.
Joined.
But again, truth be told, I went into the bathroom beforehand. There was nobody in there. Nobody in there. Went into a stall, took 3 bone deep puffs from my vape. So when I sat down and that movie started, I was in it. Ooh. That was good and bad because they put you right in the living room with all 4 ladies, and I started having a panic attack.
No.
It started in full-fledged comic banter mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can. Have I made a huge mistake? I don't know if I can do this. But that only lasted a couple seconds, and then
I would say it was about a minute before I was kind of like, oh, I'm on board.
It's like a Tyler Perry movie.
Well, you know what's funny is in the cold open, I zoned out for a minute and I was like thinking about something else.
Already zoned it out.
And then everyone burst into applause at the title and I was like, I missed something. Like, what?
No. They were just ladies living out loud. So let's talk about these ladies. We got Lily Tomlin, who is kind of the quarterback of the crew. And I mean, she's still Lily Tomlin. She's just, they've got so many filters on these ladies, especially Tomlin and Fonda.
And there were fillers, unfortunately.
Filters and fillers.
And wigs galore.
Can you technically tell me what was going on with their skin tones and like
it's
beauty box?
It's all like digitally.
Sally Field and Rita Moreno look
normal.
Great.
Yeah. I don't think they had any filters on them.
But I swear Gracie and Frankie, which I saw a few years ago, they look different, right? Am I crazy?
No, you are correct.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're evolving.
Yeah.
So every shot that either of those two are in, it gets super gauzy. It's like someone just chucked a handful of Vaseline at the lens, and
it's a little uncomfortable.
It's a little intense, but you just kind of have to go with it because that's what's up. You know, like
part of the fantasy.
That's what
John Toll's like just putting Vaseline on the lens.
John Toll is just shooting up opium and having a good time. Like this is shot like a sitcom. Like
I was actually shocked because I knew John Toll shot it, but like how many setups?
Yeah.
One of the characters' back is to the screen and they're talking to our actors, but you don't see their face.
Yeah.
And there's no reverse. Very rarely is there a reverse. And I'm just thinking they must have shot this in like 10 days.
Again, it's Tyler Perry style.
It is, and there's so many, like it moves so quick.
It moves so quick, and there's so many set pieces.
Yeah.
There's so many scenes, so many big setups that I mean, they must have only had a couple takes and just move on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
These ladies are professional though. They're
Did
professional.
you guys see though, like the people in the background? It's like they stuffed them with like saccharin. I mean, these people were like told to be like, look like you're having a good time. And they were just like, grinning. It was creepy.
It's antidepressant pharmaceutical
It was so
commercial.
creepy how people were like
Extras.
high-fiving one another in the background. And,
they were saying it's always funny when you can tell the extras are either new to the game or the budget's too small to have like an extra wrangler, or they just directed them wrong. Because if you let your extras run wild, they will be creating their own mini plots in the background.
Oh, no doubt about it.
They'll talk.
Yes.
The two people will be together. They'll look at each other, both point at something, talk about it, say no, say yes. Like they're doing something that has nothing to do with the movie. And Tyler Perry's movies are chock-a-block full of those people.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of watch it in the spirit of that. Like this shit was down and dirty. The ladies are the reason for the season.
Mm-hmm.
How else could this fucking work?
Rita,
if not for those four?
Rita Moreno was cracking me up so hard.
She
in this
was
movie.
on fire.
Like when they pick her up out of they do the getaway out of her
old folks
home,
Yeah.
and she pops awake in the back seat. I laughed. I don't remember the last
great.
time I laughed that hard in a movie. Like, yeah.
Listen, I know I was 3 deep puffs into my vape experience, but I was fucking crying. I was crying.
Yeah.
I didn't cry this much in any movie this year.
No.
Of the past 3 years, I haven't cried this much. My tears are streaming down my face. It is just so old-fashioned.
It's so old-fashioned. There's some genuinely funny stuff. Like, you're laughing at it, you're laughing with it, you're laughing around it.
It's a laugh barrage. That's a good point. They're all different styles. It's like someone who knows every style of martial art, and they're using them all against you, so you can't track it. You just have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
And other people in the theater were fucking losing it, too.
Yeah, I was a little worried at first that we were like the ones that were losing it like a little too much.
We helped them come out.
A little too much, but I think we helped to bring the theater around.
Yeah.
And we led some applause lines as well.
There were, how many applause breaks were there in this film?
God,
there were a couple.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That doesn't happen all the time, you know? Like, that's special. That's a special moment that only in-person theater viewing can provide, you know? Catching that vibe wave.
Yeah.
So...
Let's talk about this plot.
These ladies, they are obsessed with Tom Brady. They all just want to be on him. You know, like they're just obsessed. They have statues of him all over the place. They want to go to the Super Bowl. That becomes their goal. So through a series of mishaps and misadventures, somehow they land 4 tickets. and they take off. That's pretty much the movie. And the adventures that the filmmakers choose to have them have include, but are not limited to, a what?
The NFL experience, which is as soon as I heard that,
it's like LA Live.
I was like, yes, this is going to be the ultimate like corporate, like, yes, this is going to show us like the NFL behind the scenes of the Super Bowl. And there's so many great sections to this.
It provides. I mean, Sally Field gets enrolled in a hot wing eating contest, and that's when the salad character shows up. I mean, Emily, did you know Guy Fieri was in this?
No, I did not know that.
Was he a welcome addition?
Hell no.
I mean, if you squint, it could be like Colin Farrell, like in character
like
as
microwave.
Guy Fieri.
I want to drag him, but you know what? He was a good sport, though.
He was a great sport.
And I mean, even like that scene after where they're like sitting having brisket, and he's just like supposed to listen to them like do their dialogue. That was funny.
Oh, man.
So
I mean,
I'll give him that.
Dear listener, you don't understand. Like Guy Fieri he's in the opening credits, so you know he's coming, and then he's kind of he has a pretty big part in this, and he plays himself. So
as do many.
Yeah, he plays himself.
What other hijinks do they get into?
Well, let's talk about Guy in The Office. So that's as close as we get to the potty humor, right?
Yeah. So they lose their tickets. We're just gonna go out of sequence because who gives a fuck? They lose their tickets because they're in Sally Field's fanny pack, which she calls a strap-on. Which the way she delivers that shit is priceless.
She's so good.
Yeah,
she's so good.
She's on top of it. And so she goes back to the scene of the hot wing eating competition looking for Guy Fieri. That's where we're at in cinema these days. That's what this scene is. And she's like, Guy Fieri, where are you, Guy? She finally gets told that he's in his office. And they point over at the porta potties.
Line of porta potties.
And so she goes, no farts.
No farts.
No farts on the soundtrack. But she goes up and down this line of porta potties and she's like, Guy. And then finally she hears, yeah. And she opens one of them. She's like, Guy, have your strap on. And she opens one of the doors and he comes out and perfect deadpan says, oh, I was expecting someone else. Like what? There are tons of little moments like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of little weird asides.
The asides were on par.
Like,
they were great.
Right even before she finds him in the porta potty, she opens another random porta potty door, and the person inside is like pleasantly surprised to see her.
Yeah, he's like,
hey
oh,
there, hey,
hello.
how's it going?
Hello. Another time, Jane Fonda plays a romance novelist who writes romance fan fiction about Gronkowski.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski. Yeah,
I didn't know that was a player. When we found the
player,
book,
big player,
I just thought it was like a random book.
Gronk.
So yeah, I was
So she's at this bookstore and she just signs a book and the employee comes up mistaking her for like a vandal. She's like, hey, you got to pay for that. And she's like, I wrote it. And the girl is like super amazed. And she's like, oh my God, I love your work. Are you working on anything now? And Jane Fonda's like, I'm working on a holiday romance. And she's like, oh, great. The holidays are a very sexual time for me. And then the scene's like over. And like they do like.
And they keep moving.
They keep moving. They keep moving. And you don't know what you just heard. You're like, wait, that was a little offbeat for a movie this seemingly straight-laced. But there's like little weird shit like that throughout this movie.
Yeah. And we get to a mansion party.
They go to a mansion party.
And they take some gummies.
They
and
immediately take gummies.
You know you're in for a treat because the camera just focuses on. This is where John Toll comes in, I think.
He tilts the camera.
He like focuses it in on Rita Moreno,
who's amazing in this part.
Oh, and she just goes into stone mode like instantly, and then
the camera turns with her head a little bit.
Yeah,
and then they're all fucked up. Rita Moreno starts doing a high stakes poker match with Billy Porter and Patton Oswalt.
Patton shows up.
Just out of nowhere. Like, Patton knows what's up with this.
He knows what's going on.
There's a lot of comedians in this. Ron Funches is in this. And they all have a kind of look on their face where they're like, I know for posterity that I can call back at this as a funny time in my life and career. The time I was in 80 for Brady.
Yeah.
What else happens at this mansion? She trips out that everybody at the poker table has Guy Fieri's head, which is basically being John Malkovich. But
they showed it in the trailer, so that didn't really make sense.
There's a few spoilers in the trailer that I would have preferred.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
The trailer showed too much. It probably scared a lot of people away. But Emily, what were you feeling about like the wig situation, the Golden Girls of it all?
You know what? So the wigs were fine, right?
And they call them out.
Yeah, because they call them out. It is a joke. Jane Fonda actually has an array of wigs. So she looks great in the beginning and then they get a little silly, but that's fine. You know, she was in on the joke and so I appreciate it.
Give it all a pass.
So here is where I land though. Like there's just something. Like, remember when we watched that, like, Christian Wig movie, Star Del Mar?
Barb and Star the Vista Del Mar.
I remember how, like, you were, like, such a crank about it.
Yeah.
You were like, it's COVID, nothing's funny.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of how I felt about this movie. I was like, I was in a shitty space in January of 2017. I was pregnant.
So you put yourself there.
I was so upset about Trump.
Yeah.
I was in a dark
like
spot, yeah.
not having like any reference to politics. You know, the whole like them kind of being Trumpian with like they're above the law, like they can do anything and knock down any doors.
Was that Deflategate too, where the ball wasn't like weighed properly or something, or was that a different Super Bowl?
You guys are bringing reality to this fantasy.
You're bringing too much reality to my
I'm just saying, like it soured my a little bit, just a little bit.
A little bit.
I had some great laughs, but I was kind of like, I don't really like these ladies. I don't like the Patriots.
Yeah,
I mean, I actually thought Tom Brady was funny in this, so he's
in it for about
off.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
he really is. He was good.
The above the law, like. And Jane Fonda doing like this corporate spiel. It's just they're just things that just didn't land right for me.
Yeah, I was feeling the same wavelength as you.
Because you were Emily, you were sitting next to Lucas. That's what happened.
I was sitting next to Justin.
Was in between
and
us,
he was yucking it up.
I wasn't laughing as much.
Well, then Justin was a conduit. It just passed through him.
Oh, man.
It was tough times though, and it's hard to laugh about those times, right? They were really shitty, and to like sit and watch so much football too.
There's a lot of
it feels.
They show the whole game.
To me, it feels disingenuous, like it is NFL propaganda, and especially with like the Colin Kaepernick taking the knee shit. Like I just hate the NFL so fucking much. Like I hate it so bad. You have no idea.
But it's like tonight if we went to like McDonald's the movie.
Yeah.
And then we were like, wait, but Grimace was in it. It's like we know what we're getting into here.
Yeah.
Like this is 80 for Brady.
I thought we were all vibing on this movie. God damn it.
No.
Bishop, I forgot you were even in the theater. No, I was on such a different side.
I was sitting next to Matt and we were fucking laughing our asses out. Yeah. The whole movie.
Every setup was a fucking blessing.
No.
What else? Bishki, what else did these ladies do?
There's an ongoing thing where Lily Tomlin talks to basically
LA Story
basically has hallucinations of Brady talk, and she talks to him, and all those scenes are funny. Come on, you can laugh.
No, I liked those scenes, but I don't like the premise that she's some sort of white savior.
What?
All right.
Sorry.
Milster,
I enjoyed it, man.
You were fucking
laughing
your ass off.
I just took 2017 out of the equation.
Yeah, I did too.
I was vibing with Lily. I thought her face could have made more expressions if it wasn't so pumped up. But I mean, I will say I love seeing older ladies on screen.
Hell yeah.
Just taking charge.
Taking it and shaking it.
They were the stars of the show.
Yeah.
It was great. It was sort of like sitcom-y, but it was like also some really funny stuff. And I enjoyed it. I definitely thought the theater, everybody laughing, was a great experience. So I fully enjoyed it.
It doesn't feel like we watched a movie. It feels like we watched 3 episodes of a sitcom.
Sure.
But hey, man, like, still, like, I haven't laughed that hard in forever, so I don't know what. Like, it felt good to be surrounded by these performances, you know? Like, they do a lot of dancing in this.
That dancing was so funny. I mean, I did enjoy that.
They realize that their tickets are scam tickets. They run into Billy Porter as he's heading in, and he's like, "You guys are with me." And there's a security guard that's like, "You guys can't come in here." And Billy Porter's like, "They're my dancers." And the security guard's like, "Prove it." So then they all bust into a fucking choreographed dance to prove it. And the guy's just like, "Yeah, that was awesome. You're in."
They had a lot of great actors that were the sort of supporting actors, the co-stars. There was a lot of funny people in this, I thought.
Yeah, Glynn Turman from Gremlins.
Huge part.
Yeah, he's great.
The interactions they have with their male suitors in this. Let's talk about this.
Ooh, Harry Hamlin.
Very strange. Jane Fonda has Harry Hamlin. And
who might arguably have the single worst take in the entire movie, where he's excited when the Patriots are winning.
The whole theater erupted in laughter.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
He's like, "Oh my God, they're coming back.
You're not going to believe it.
You're not going to believe it." Like, all the dudes in this have like a haunted agenda behind their eyes.
Oof,
like if you told me any of these dudes, it's Harry Hamlin for Jane Fonda, Bob Balaban for Sally Field, and what's the dude's name?
Glynn Turman? I forget.
He is interested in Rita Moreno.
Oh, he's the scientist in Gremlins.
Yeah. And all of these,
I thought he was great.
All these interactions, though, are like, they're odd. They're like from a different movie almost. Like, there's a few different movies in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I found them intriguing. Like, I wanted them all to hook up, but I just didn't know where it was going to be headed, you know?
Yeah, it was tough to track the relationship, like, arc with a lot of those. But the friendship stuff, I think, really came through. Like, when it would slow down and the music would swell, and you're dealing with these women who are, 80s.
For Brady's.
Like, this is the last shot. This is like the end for them. And you're dealing with 4 American icons, in my opinion. Like, 4 of the greatest actresses we've ever had. And I teared up a few times.
There are tender moments. They're like, "I love you."
Like,
and then she's like, "I love you." And then Lily Tomlin will say, "And I love you so much."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Oh, man.
Yeah. But I can see if you're not with it, you just...
Emily, did you tear up during those parts?
No. And I can cry just thinking about a puppy sitting on the street by itself.
Yeah.
No, this movie did not wet a single eyelid. No.
I mean, Tom Brady he's like a disquieting presence when he's really acting. Like, there's something about the way he smiles that really scares me. Like, there's something really...
Like Patrick Bateman smile?
Yeah, I was thinking more like Jared from Subway smile.
Ooh.
Where it's like there's a plasteredness to it where you're just like... But there's something weird behind the eyes.
And
I'm always...
It's also like automatic. Like,
it's automatic.
Because he's so good at what he does. And yeah, he is frightening. Yeah.
That scene between him and Lily...
I mean, there's 2 scenes.
Well, the scene I'm talking about was when they're in the locker room and they're talking about switching jerseys.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, wait, I don't know where my jersey is."
Yeah.
That whole scene was so weird.
So, yeah.
It felt, honest to God, that scene felt real.
It felt real.
It didn't feel like it was written.
It doesn't feel like the end of any scene that anyone would ever do.
When that scene faded to black, I turned to Brother Justin and I said, "And fade in on a hospital room where Lily Tomlin wakes up from a fever dream right before she flatlines and dies with like all her friends."
All her dreams.
Yeah. And he just nodded like he already thought of it. He was like, "Yep,
do you think that maybe he didn't know it was Lily Tomlin? They said it was just a lady that had cancer and you should talk to her?
That is hilarious. If Tom Brady didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, what a day.
And we never see her in his jersey.
Nope.
No,
and
doesn't make any
it's
sense.
like, how, like, what?
Well, wasn't his jersey in football stolen after a Super Bowl game or something?
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay, Lucas,
I can't remember.
Bless you.
I can't remember.
Bless you. I hope that's the case.
It must have been a joke. to connect it to reality.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense at least.
So did this real old lady actually break into the controller's office?
Oh,
Have a
man.
pep talk
When they-
that he would then say saved the Patriots?
I mean,
Call that the dragon.
That's the dragon.
The Salad Dragon. A scene in a movie that is so bizarre, baffling, or transcendent that it instantly justifies the price of admission. Or Reese Witherspoon's leafy transformation in A Wrinkle in Time.
I mean, there are many dragons, but it all culminates in this moment where the Patriots are down. They're way down. They're in a skybox that's owned by Andy Richter.
Yeah.
Randomly. Andy Richter's like, I own it. So they go across the way to where the
control room is.
The control room is where they're given all the plays and such. And they just break in there and they immediately go to work. Like Sally Field's like, no, you don't want to run that pattern. You want to run this pattern. And the guy's like, she can stay. She's great. And then Lily Tomlin grabs a headphone and she's just like, Tom Brady? Tom Brady? Hey, Tom. And we just get this one kind of 3/4 above shot of Tom Brady picking up his helmet and listening and just staring blankly up towards her eye line. And you know he has no clue what he's reacting to in this scene. He's just kind of standing.
No reaction.
He's just standing there totally like.
I thought he was not going to be able to hear her, and that was going to be the joke.
Nope. She gives him the biggest pep talk.
Yeah, it's a beautiful monologue, and the crowd erupted.
The audience erupted, and Emily crossed her arms, but everybody else fucking cheered.
That was the part that made me cringe, because at least at the top, because I was just like, this is the part where you feel like it's like Robert De Niro from The Fan or something, where you feel like shit's gonna go weird.
Props to The Fan.
Because it's like, hey, Bobby. Because it's just like you break into the control room and then you're talking to some like person like Tom Brady being like, I'm your biggest fan. It's like,
that's fucked up.
It's cringy. It's
so
awkward.
cringy.
But she's 80 for Brady, so.
But after she told him the cancer story, I was on board and tearing up. But the top of it was weird.
Just the whole privilege of them thinking they can get in without tickets, that they deserve to be there.
They're the 80 for Brady ladies.
But she sold her car. She like basically mortgaged her house to get those tickets.
Get those scam
driving
tickets.
her car anywhere.
Yeah, well, people
Lucas.
over 80 are targets for scams. That would have been a way more interesting movie to
Well,
me.
it happened. It was in there.
They got scammed. Yeah.
My
got
point
scammed
is,
for
she
you.
thought she paid for the tickets.
She did. And they didn't win the contest. You know, she thought she was helping him out under the table, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't like that.
No, I mean, I just, brings me back to some bad times.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
2017, y'all.
Yeah.
Check it out. Confront it. Let's go to them Brady Bones. All right, let's do some fucking bummer hopscotch here. Let's start with Lucas. You are first to bone.
First to bone.
All right, let's do it.
Hut, hut, hut.
B2, C4.
Hut, hut. Let's fucking do it. Hut.
I saw this trailer numerous times in the theater. And
Lucas, I'm proud that you're here, man.
Time.
This is cool.
It was difficult to sit through watching that trailer because
Trailer's rough.
It seems so garish and craven and cynical, like the GPT chatbot Mid-Journey like spit this out for us.
Maybe.
And I could not believe some of the opening credits I saw, like John Toll.
Yeah.
And Donna Gigliotti and the writers from Booksmart. I was like, whoa, everyone is just cashing in right here. And I looked up Tom Brady. I'm like, does he produce films? Like, oh no, this is the only one.
This is the one.
Of course it is.
If he's
like,
going to produce a film,
why not? Yeah.
this is the one.
More power to you, I guess. That being said, I was definitely on Sister Emily's wavelength for this one. And while I love going to the movies with my Movie Lodge brothers and sisters, which for a movie like this is a 4-bone screening experience.
Certified.
With the audience applauding and cheering. Like, you don't get that at home.
No.
You know, you don't get that on streaming.
The home version.
You don't get that on Discord. You know, like, you got to be, you know, deep in the theater screens, you know, back in 11 where we were tonight.
Yes.
That being said, I'm still an Old Testament man.
Oh, no.
And I know that if you're not into, you know, geriatric
Octogenarian.
Thank you. Or football in general, let alone the Patriots, which is such a polarizing team out of all the teams. Like, this is solid 2 bones.
Oh, 2 bone.
Okay.
Utah, give me 2.
That's huge. We will take it.
I'm sure old women in New England or New Hampshire will love this.
All right. We're going to go to Lodge Mistress Millie for some love and light.
Well, this film had a lot going for it. I thought it had some amazing actresses. It had some funny sideline lines thrown in. It had some great co-stars. The film itself was pretty basic beans in terms of plot and all that.
Basic beans certified.
You know, it was not like all that great or riveting in terms of plot, but I fully enjoyed it. And as Lucas said, it was a 4-bone screening experience. I'm going to give the film itself 2.5 because that's what I just got to do. But I'm going to definitely give it a Brother Ben bump.
It's a Brother Ben bump, y'all.
That's 3 bones for the Lodge Mistress. You locking those in?
Locking in at 3.
I love it. I love it. All right. Sister Emily, rain down upon us like so much Super Bowl confetti.
Well, listen.
You're going to drop 4 bones, aren't you?
It was a 4-bone experience, that's for sure. Great night, great evening, great company. And, you know, we could start off with this being a 4-bone movie with the performances of the 4 leading ladies.
Yes.
And then I could just start chopping.
Oh, no, the bone train. The bone train's bouncing down the tracks.
Yep. First beat is just, I think that there was just the lack of like the comedic like extras. They weren't really using people. Like it was fun to see like some faces we saw, but it seemed like they kind of all fell flat for me, and it just seemed weird.
Like Jimmy O Yang's pretty funny, and he was totally
I don't think they
straight.
wrote anything for anybody.
Yeah. I think you're right. That's true. The stars.
And then as a mother of 2, the way people spoke to these women is like they were children.
Ooh.
I felt like it was like a talking down type of thing, but it also was like leading to the energy of it being, you know, like, ooh, isn't it fun? Yeah, it is. Good times. Come on through, ladies. Like, that's why just everyone in the background looked like psychos, like on ecstasy or something like that.
Maybe they all were.
And then the context and just the privilege of them just like thinking they deserve things, taking no accountability for their actions. They got scammed. You deal with it.
They did. They danced their way through it. That's what you do.
It was rough. I did have some laughs though.
Oh, good.
I did.
Good.
You know, I don't do folding laundry movies. Okay. I do. Would I watch it on a plane?
Okay.
And I would watch this on a plane if the flight was over 5 hours.
Okay. So it wouldn't be your only movie. It wouldn't be your only movie.
It would not be my only movie.
One of 3 movies.
Yes. Yeah. It'd be a nice one that maybe you didn't even need to finish, you know?
Right.
Like
or
towards the
fall
end of the
asleep
flight.
during it.
Yeah. So I am going to knock down all of those 4 bones for the 4 leading ladies and give them a half bone. So I'll do with 2. I'll deal with 2. I had a great night, guys.
2, Utah, give me 2.
Yeah.
Give me 2.
See, there's so much storminess, but you're at them 2 bones. That's pretty high. In this car, when the heads get hot, 2 bones is a cool drink of water.
I mean, when you got 2-time Oscar winner Sally Field doing a scene with chicken wing meat flesh in her mouth.
That's true.
And she's talking with her mouth open with food in it.
Her mouth was full. Multiple takes.
And I know it's a comedy, but at a certain point, like you've gone past the ship,
and
like,
she's
just watching her chew
right next to Guy Fieri.
Yeah, and it's
let us not forget,
it's not pleasant or something. It's just weird.
And why would she have won that contest?
Because she could handle the heat.
They didn't set it up properly though. Yeah.
Well, she won it because she doesn't have any taste buds anymore because she's so old.
Which they didn't mention till the end.
Right.
And I thought for sure they were setting up jokes that never paid off, like when Rita Moreno fell asleep. And Lily Tomlin's like, oh, here are her pills.
Yes.
I'll take this. Oh, here is her cash. I'll take this. I'm like, oh, they're going to get pulled over and like the cops are going to find the drugs and the cash. Hijinks will ensue. And it's like, oh, no, they're just going to take the cash and the pills and never reference it again.
But the scene before that, her suitor is giving her just a heartfelt monologue. And it pans over and she's fucking face down in that pillow. Fucking funny any way you slice it. Come on now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brother Bishke,
I got some bones.
Yeah, come on. Drop them bones on us.
Drop it.
Yeah, no, I've learned on this cast that comedy's very subjective.
Of course.
And I crossed my arms at Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Yeah, you
didn't
did.
laugh once. But this was a different experience. But I know, everyone has a different experience. I really think Lodgemus had nailed it, that this movie's working on multiple levels, that it worked for me intentionally.
Yes.
And I was also laughing at it a lot. And that's a really weird thing to pull off.
When you can keep both, like a channel of both of those open.
Yeah, where it's
throughout.
There's bad stuff in it that you're laughing at, but you're also laughing because the writing's pretty good and the performances are good. So I love Tyler Perry movies.
Yes.
When they're just running through the script and they're just shooting and not doing multiple takes. and John Toll's just like, we got it. Keep moving.
It. Move.
Oh, you wanted his face in that scene? Oh, well, we'll have to shoot it again.
Never mind. Keep moving.
So, yeah, this is going to be one of my top comedies of the year. I can already tell.
What?
And
absolutely,
I'm
right there with you, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We were far from Lucas and Emily.
Yeah, it's too far.
And I'm at a strong 3 bones.
Staggering.
And Sally Field and Rita Moreno were cracking me up, tearing me up.
Hell yeah.
And so, that's what I got.
Bishke, you kicked the field goal perfectly right then. I mean, it was so comfortable and at the same time just fucking stupid and at the same time fucking touching. Like, it was everything. It was like a 360 comedy bath tonight for me. And again, I was high as a kite, so that might be a prerequisite for this. But Bishke and Lodge Mistress,
I was sober.
You guys were stone sober. So who knows? Comedy is a mystery. It's a moving target.
I was a chubby unicorn in.
Shit, a chubby. That's a beer, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Clarifying. I mean, I haven't laughed this hard. Like, the movie that makes me laugh this hard? Come on. 3 meaty bones. 3.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Sally Field
You're not going to laugh if you watch it a year from now.
Sally Field can chew the meat off
I'm
those
willing to bet
bones,
on it.
and they would still be meaty bones.
No, I think I'd laugh, but at home, you won't get the same experience.
Not at all.
Being surrounded by people who also are laughing with it and at it, it's magical. There's nothing like it. So by the time this comes out, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to get...
I don't know if tomorrow it's going to be in theaters. So.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you're going to get that special ragtag group of like-minded 80 for Brady freaks. But I'm glad we did. and I'm glad we got this strange perspective. In a million years, I would not have thought of them as like privileged.
And that shitty ending where we're supposed to get worried that she's dead.
I didn't even catch that.
For like 5 seconds.
I didn't even catch that. I knew she wasn't
They're
dead.
partying.
Of course.
It's like 3 years later.
She should have been.
It's a light movie.
It's 3 years later. They're all partying in the living room just like they were at the beginning.
Was that pre or post COVID? I was trying to do the math. I was like, is there
during.
Oh, 20?
Oh, that is during. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right before maybe. I don't know.
They're wearing like half Patriot,
No, it
half
must have
Tampa Bay
been
Buccaneer jerseys.
So it was before the shutdown. But they could have had COVID in that.
Oh, yeah.
It's another great comedic layer.
Well, we know
COVID was in the air.
COVID was in the air.
COVID was in the air. Yeah.
COVID was in the fucking guacamole.
He came on screen and I rolled my. I was like, "Fuck! I hate this movie even more now."
Another great year, another banner year.
Yeah,
the teens and the 20s, baby. That's us.
Listen, we should watch this every 5 years and see. See how we change. See how it changes. See how it changes us.
Or check in when
we're 80 years old.
Oh yeah, we will watch this when we turn 80 on your 80th birthday, Emily.
Great.
We're watching it.
February 14th.
You are gonna laugh your fucking ass off.
I gotta watch it on the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, let's watch it next year just to be safe.
I think as Sally Field said, friends are what help you face the unknown, and that's what I feel tonight.
That's what this is.
Beautiful.
That's what this is, Bishki. Well,
let's bring it in. Bring it in, folks. Let's bring it in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's bring it in.
Huddle up. Come on. Whose house is this?
On 3. Brady, 80 for Brady.
80 for Brady on 3.
80 for Brady on 3. 1, 2, 3. 80 for Brady!
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hey, Lodge fam. Brother Justin here, and I just got back from a full price night screening of 80 for Brady. And I gotta say, the crowd knew what they wanted from this movie, and they got it. I think they were laughing ironically. No one seemed to care. People just want to laugh in these trying times. This movie left it all out on the field. The Sally Field. She's perpetually adorable, and she got some good zingers in there. You know, trying to give a bone count for this is like trying to leave a review for a bag of corn nuts in a world where no one buys honey roasted peanuts or pistachios or anything. What I'm trying to say is, because nobody fucking sees comedic masterpieces like Wet Hot American Summer and MacGruber, now nobody makes them. So we have to lean on Sally Field and Rita Moreno for comedy in the year 2023. We did this to ourselves, people. We made this bed, and now we have to sleep in it with a bunch of 80-year-old ladies. Are you happy? You happy? I'm okay with it. 2 bones.
Are we taking farting odds?
Yeah.
Because I'll take dem odds.